All right, everybody. Is that on?
Yeah. You're good now.
All right, everybody. Thank you for giving up your evening. It's a beautiful day outside. I know you want to, gardening or something. But thank you for coming on the call this meeting to order. It's going to say May 27th at 6:32. And start off with roll call.
Francie,
Here.
Nathan,
Here.
And I would like to move for the approval of tonight's agenda. Second. Aye. To sort of bring that they have basically in any long process, but we're 68 homes in, right? So, and the other thing, June 6th, and on maximum of 12 participants, and we'll stay on this. We're invited.
it increased and increased. See that, so this is, they claimed that it was clearing up the HIV. This is where the needles were. This is in 2000. And now every year, this is where it started, 2004, and see how it continued to increase and double and triple. And it has been in Aberdeen 2 years now. Exchange. It was in Grace Harbor 2000 or 21. In East Street. It's kind of full city in State Street, but the harm reduction. This is like biotics content. To me, that is the harm. Now they're so did I. This was, I told you there. We saw 2,000 to 4,000 go out with them. You can buy the boxes. It's not a one exchange, and it is all out. First, I was going to feel more. Eager to get started on that if that
Evening, I'm Chris Hess. I am in the fourth ward. I also support the compassionate actions of harm reduction generally and specifically the van that comes here from, I believe, from Pacific County. I forgot my charts, but I also noticed the price of apples has been going up steadily over the last 10 years. And so I thought maybe that was responsible for all the HIV cases. Maybe that's just something to look into. Thank you.
The other public comments. All right, we'll move on to the.
I do have
Oh, yeah.
I have a letter that I received, to read into public comment. Okay, so I received this letter from Scott Depew. He says, I'm writing to represent my special needs and verbally limited adult daughter, Crystal. It is expected that she will live alone for many years after both my wife and I have reached the end of our lives. I attended the town hall meeting on 5/21/2026 with my family. Crystal sat through the entire meeting in silence. I do not believe her future was truly considered during the discussion. Drug use within the city limits makes almost all public activity nearly impossible for her. The expectation of reserving fenced public spaces does not work with the nature of her autism. If the city council, police department, and school district cannot create safe and usable public spaces, then in practice, she is being limited to private life only. We have already entrusted the city with a level of access by installing an emergency accessible key box on our home. When Crystal needs support outside the home, could you consider extending that same trust? Could you trust her with the keys to her own community so she can unlock engagement and activity in public spaces? If I could make one simple suggestion, it would be this. Please do not view all adults and their needs solely through the lens of existing laws and procedures. Many issues would be more easily addressed if they were regularly viewed from different perspectives, especially the perspective of a young woman who will one day be your constituent long after I am no longer here to advocate for her. I know this letter may be filed away and quickly forgotten. Even so, as a parent who cares deeply about my daughter's future, I cannot stay silent when I see that her future in this community is becoming a place of limited possibility.
Thank you. And that letter was in regards, I believe, to the play field at Miller Junior High Games Lock.
The draft.
That's correct. Yeah, so she's unable to use it at night after school hours. Is that it, Tim? All right, so thank you. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda with Council President Pro Tem Hubbard.
I move that we accept tonight's consent agenda, including minutes from the May 15th, 2026 meeting and accounts payable and payable.
Second.
Seconded by Councilperson Nipper. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. It passes. Thank you. Now we go on to the mayor's report. We just have a small, huge list here. No, it's just a small list. First off, I wanted to thank our student representatives for taking the time out of their young adult lives to come and help learn about our city and help guide us in the direction that we need to go to include other young folks. So I very much appreciate your time. Let's see. Met with Representative Birnbaum about talking. I spoke with him specifically about talking to the state and seeing what he could do to help get us more mental health, more homeless, and more addictive personnel or money to help us with our own programs, not money that would go to the county or the state, but money that would come directly to the city of Aberdeen. He said that he would look into that for me, and I've scheduled another appointment for him and I to meet with Ruth, Administrator Clemens, and talk about the same issues in depth. On Sunday, there was a request by Lee Rowley for a candlelight vigil for Aiden at Sandbend Park, and there was no, we didn't have the funds or the people to open the restrooms for them or provide them with electricity. So I got the keys from the Parks Department and went and cleaned the bathrooms at 10 o'clock and then closed them at 10 o'clock at night after their event was over, so that they would have access to public restrooms. I wish we had the money that we could keep our restrooms open for the public more often, but we don't right now. Thursday, I met with Mayor Springer from Cosmopolis and Commissioner Miller. This had to do with personnel issues with the transit authority that I'm a member of as being mayor. So can't go into that, but just letting you know we did that. And then on a personal note, yesterday, I went to the Blowdell Reserve on Banbridge Island. And if anybody ever has a chance to go there, it's a fabulous place. They have moss gardens, Japanese gardens. It's just a beautiful place. Well worth the horrific drive to get there, but, and the horrific drive back. Unless it's sitting in traffic, we're so lucky in Grace Harbor, we don't have that issue. And that's all I had to say. Are there any council reports? Councilperson Branson.
I attended the Grace Harbor COG council buildings. There was a lovely presentation about aggregate and DNR's taking inventory of all the gravel, crushed rock, sand.
That sounds exciting. Just kidding.
That's what I got to report.
Okay, thank you. Any other? Yeah.
I did a little ride along with DJ, just to watch his morning rounds, helping people get up and move along that are sleeping in town. We probably saw about 20 people who all successfully got up and moved along. They did see me, and he went around this morning and nobody was there. So I don't know if I scared anyone, but yeah, everybody had already gotten up and moved along when he did his rounds this morning. He did tell me he does know the people that are down there, and kind of knows their story. And a lot of people are not from Grace Harbor, interestingly enough. They're not even from Washington. So that was interesting as well.
Thank you. Any other council reports? Yes.
All right. Tomorrow I'll be recognized for all my medical achievements I have accomplished through high school, as well as 38 other students. I'm grateful for the opportunities and support and experiences that the Aberdeen School District has helped me with. Also, June 1st, there's a Music Booster Award Night at 6:30. On the 2nd is the Aberdeen High School and Miller Junior High choir concert at 7 p.m. June 3rd is the last day for seniors, yay. And June 5th is graduation. Doors open at 6, but the ceremony starts at 7. And then June 13th and 14th, the Aberdeen High School Cheer is doing a garage sale fundraiser. If you have items you'd like to donate or simply would like to contribute financially, please reach out to me. It costs roughly $25,000 a year for our cheer team to operate. This team spends countless hours supporting other athletes, students, and our community, and it's time that we step up and we support them as well. Today marks my final council meeting as an Aberdeen City Council student representative. I want to thank everyone who has supported me and allowed me to serve in this role. While my time came to an end sooner than expected, I am proud of the work I've accomplished. During my time in this position, I have surveyed students and staff across Aberdeen to better understand their concerns around safety, affordability, and youth engagement. I've also met with local business leaders to discuss the importance of youth involvement within our community and them supporting the local businesses. In addition, I hope June gets established as Student Recognition Month to celebrate the accomplishments and impacts students have in Aberdeen. As I leave this role, I hope our leaders continue to consider every decision impacts the future of our city. Most importantly, I hope they continue listening and investing in the youth in our community, because the young people have the power to shape Aberdeen for years to come. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? All right, move on to the director's reports. Any directors? Yes.
Wanted to say about the student council representatives, the application process was sent last week to the school district with a deadline of June 5th for candidates to submit their resumes. It's our intent to have the new student reps sworn in at the September meeting so they can serve the whole school.
Thank you.
Wait, can I ask you a question? Has anyone applied that you know of?
I sent it to you.
Yeah.
I also sent it to the, secretary.
Perfect. Perfect.
Any other directors? No? All right, move on to a presentation by Chehalis River Stewardship Project.
My name is Mike Lanier.
Lindsay Third, we're board 3.
That's Justin in here.
This is Kristen Pena, sorry.
Just, okay.
For the Chehalis Stewardship Project.
So thank you guys for having us here today. We were very excited to come and introduce ourselves. We have had a pretty eventful 1 month and 4 days now, so we kind of just wanted to give everybody an update. We kind of introduce ourselves, put a face to the name, I should say. So we're basically an environmental stewardship organization here based out of Aberdeen and Grace Harbor County. We're working on cleanup operations, storm drain stewardship, pollution awareness, and that's all throughout Grace Harbor County as well, also into Pacific County. We do every Saturday, we do organized trash cleanup, again, all throughout Aberdeen. We meet up on this south side of Aberdeen, Boone Street Boat Launch, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Religiously, so we try not to miss that because that's really important to us. And then on Wednesdays, we have storm drain stewardship. We've included a copy of this for all the council members as well. In 1 month and 5 days now, we have done 22 community cleanups. We have removed over 100 bags of trash. Unfortunately, we have no way of weighing it right now. I know we can weigh what we drop off after May, but as a total weight for everything throughout the county, including everything together as a whole, trying to figure out how we can do that weighing it, because we're actually kind of curious. It seems like people are more interested in that as well. So quite a bit there. We've also done, we're also stewarding over 3,000 acres in coordination with DNR. That's the Chehalis Slurge Plain, Blue Slough, Fisher Slough, all the way through Bone River and Elf River through Pacific County. So that's been really fun. So we walk a lot throughout there. We actually just hiked out 7 bags of trash down through Blue Slough. We had to hike it. We had to climb up the side of a hill and hike it all out. There's really no way of doing it. It's a pretty remote area, so it's our level of dedication, really. On top of that, we also are working on youth education programs, and throughout that, we're working on public engagement and building a long-term positive impact within Grace Harbor County, within just cleaning up trash and stewarding the water, basically. Throughout this, we have partnered and collaborated and have ongoing initiatives with multiple different, we should say, agencies. So we'll kind of list that out. Right now we have a partnership with DNR. Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife is coming up with a whole new volunteer program in coordination with us because we say we're kind of unique. So they have to come up with a whole new, everything basically new for us. So still working through that. It's going to take a few months, but we're definitely excited for that program to roll out. I know we're going to be removing some stuff out of the rivers, so that's this summer. So I know we're going to be for volunteers for that. Again, we do a lot of engagement online through social media. We've all noticed that the community has really been engaging in that as well. So on top of that, we're also working with the Department of Ecology. And also NOAA, we're working with them on training and large marine debris removal for the future and future trainings and whatever we can do to learn more about the coast and the byways and how we can properly work with all the agencies together to remove large marine debris.
On top of it, we are also working in the Washington State Department of Health, Environment and Science section. This is just for health, since we're cleaning up certain areas on the riverbanks. This is just to learn for training, for the future, for our volunteers, we just like the safety impact of the whole operation and the stewardship and so on. We're also working with future initiatives in collaboration with the USDA. We have a summer program with the US Forest Service that we're rolling out for propane awareness. And like that's the vehicle removal services. When somebody dumps a vehicle on US Forest Service land, we're going to help notify them a lot earlier so they can tag it and remove it much, much quicker. On top of that, we've also spoken to the US Coast Guard on safety initiatives, on how the water works. So we're working to get out on the water with NOAA with the large marine debris removal up and down the Chehalis River. So on top of that, we're also working with them on safety initiatives as well. We've also worked with the Naval Base out of Everett on a community initiative for a Navy Park out in Pacific Beach to kind of showcase what they have done in the area and their historical, impact and how they have contributed to us and how they help the area as well. We're also actively involved in Grace Harbor Search and Rescue and FEMA as well. We're very excited about that. We volunteer with that. We're trying to also get our volunteers more actively involved in that as well. And then, of course, we do the My Kids Work on the Marine stewardship communication involving the Marine Grace Harbor Marine Resources Committee as well out of Grace Harbor County. On top of that, we also did a community collaborative with the Washington State Patrol. So to try to get them a little bit more involved with the schools and the community. They kind of showed up to one of our trash days and did like a maneuver down there in the street boat launch, and the volunteers really liked it. So it kind of showed that community engagement, just kind of showed every Grace Harbor as a whole, that we're all here working together. So on top of that, I guess we are also involved on the outreach for the Cosmopolis Pulp Mill. We have been doing a lot of environmental awareness around the property, and there was like no security. We have security there now. And then we notified the public about the cleanup orders being done on May 14th. So we've done a lot of outreach, re-polishing on that as well. We're kind of actively working on more as it comes down the line. Our environmental awareness outreach on social media has already reached surprisingly tens of thousands of people. Right before we walked in here, we only have 215 followers, but we have over 65,000 views on the page alone. We posted a post yesterday just to kind of get some community engagement, and we had over 100 likes and almost 50 shares. It's amazing, some people get a little feisty, but it was really fun to just basically get the engagement. That was all it was about. And that was kind of what we're doing with the entire stewardship. It's just bringing everybody and bridging that gap between the agencies, between the community, so we can all work together, pick up the trash and clean up the community. This is our first presentation to the city council, so thank you. Work with us here a little bit. We like studying for this, so did the kid. We got really nervous.
We just noticed a lot throughout the community that I go out and I engage with a lot of the people. I know a lot of the people out on the street. I've actually been out on these streets. 11 years I spent out here running around these streets and changed my life around. So, we're doing different things now and making moves.
Like we always like to say, we appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us. Again, this is our first presentation, so we're working on it. Again, we're creating a small wave, but that small wave will be something much larger down the road. And this is it's just 1 month, so in 4 days that we have the impact that we have made in that time. And lastly, our future vision for this is we're looking for a community hub for all nonprofits. For every agency to be able to collaborate, to walk in, they'll have information, just a building where everybody can come together and see everything within all the resources in that area. These are kind of the projects that we're working on, the storm drain stewardship and more signage, just down and just kind of help with environmental impact around Aberdeen. So we appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us.
Thank you.
We have a question.
If you're trying to weigh bags of garbage, the scales work for that? Like the thing that weighs a fish and get it over at least or something like that.
Just go.
So
So
thank you.
you guys don't have your property yet or a space yet, then? Do you?
No.
Okay. You were looking for 2,000 to 2,500 square feet space. So if anybody knows something that and they like to locate in Aberdeen, we'd love to have them here. And they're doing an amazing job. Yeah. Thank you. Great, thank you. Next we have Caleb Larson from Portland Blue.
I believe he's online.
Hey,
Are you
I'm
on?
here.
There you
Can you
go.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna share my screen here real quick. Just give me one moment, please. Okay, great. Can we all see the screen fine there?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate everybody's time here to learn more about the Portland Loo. Excuse me. Sorry. There we go. So to give you a little background on the Portland Loo was created by the city of Portland, Oregon, to deal with the inevitable misuse and vandalism that public restrooms see. So the
Caleb,
city
we
of,
can't see your screen anymore.
oh, you can't.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry about that. Give me one sec. Okay. You can see it now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Sorry about that. So the city of Portland wanted to create a bathroom that is more accommodating to the people who have to clean and maintain the restroom and not necessarily the occupant. So they created a stainless steel restroom that has an anti-graffiti powder coating on it that is just meant to be very simple and durable and withstand the realities that public restrooms see. The restroom has a modular design, so individual panels, doors, or fixtures can be replaced if damaged. In comparison to a lot of other similar bathrooms, they often are not modular, so entire restrooms have to be replaced if something is damaged. So the Portland Loo was designed with crime deterrent safety features. There are angled louvers at the top and the bottom of the restroom. Not only do those provide ventilation, but at that feet level, they give you a view inside of the restroom to see if someone is camping out, using that restroom for reasons that they shouldn't be, without taking away the privacy of the person using that restroom. As well, there are blue lights inside that restroom that will turn on when someone walks in that are on a sensor. Those blue lights create a contrast so drug users can't find their veins. And then, as I stated earlier, it's vandal resistant, so it's a prison grade toilet and vandal resistant components. Touching on the Portland Loo in cold weather. So we have two different cold weather upgrades. We have a extreme cold weather upgrade that can handle temperatures to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a more extreme upgrade that utilizes a copper loop on the inner cavity of that toilet bowl where that water is sitting that is connected to a water heater. A mixture of glycol and water circulate in that under inner cavity of the toilet bowl, creating a copper loop to allow that restroom or that toilet, excuse me, not to freeze. And then as well, we have our cold weather toilet upgrade that can see temperatures to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So either 5 degrees Fahrenheit or 20. And then we as well are working on a more upcoming cold weather upgrade that will be able to see temperatures much in the negatives. The Portland Loo was designed with minimal maintenance required. So there's a plumbing chase and an electrical chase in the rear of the restroom. And that plumbing chase, there is a hose bib. So this allows someone who is cleaning the restroom to spray their cleaner all over that restroom, grab that hose in the plumbing closet, and you can spray the entire unit down for really quick, easy cleaning and maintenance. As well as I touched on earlier, there's anti-graffiti powder coating all over the restroom. So anytime that restroom is graffitied, it can be cleaned off very easily. And then as well, we really pride ourselves on our replacement parts are non-proprietary and locally sourced. This not only keeps costs down, but as well keeps downtime minimal, as the last thing you want in your city is your restroom closed. So the Portland Loo uses a pressure flushing toilet. It uses 1.28 gallons per flush, which is less than your standard of 1.6. We as well have solar and hybrid power options available. And then as well, we use LED lighting, which is on a sensor, and those are more, they last longer and work better, more efficient for you. Touching on the vandal resistant components. So you can see we have front door latch guards, vandal resistant front door hardware. We have options such as a Vandal Guard trash can, a Sharps disposal. We have 2 different types of exterior hand washes. We like to have our hand wash on the exterior because that is another design component that minimizes misuse and as well increases the throughput of the restroom. Someone could be in that restroom using it, while if someone just needs to wash their hands real quickly or get a little drink of water, they can use that exterior hand wash. But then, as I've previously mentioned, all the components on the restroom are vandal resistant and meant to handle that inevitable misuse. So Vandal Guard soap dispenser, toilet paper dispenser. Our skylight is made of a polycarbonate glass that is like your bank glass. It's bulletproof. And then as well, our lights are in a stainless steel housing. So the Portland Loo creates cleaner, healthier cities. The issue is, in public spaces without adequate restrooms, a city can suffer from unsanitary conditions that can increase maintenance burdens and safety concerns in your city. The Portland Loo provides a safe, accessible, permanent public restroom that encourages cleanliness and provides a durable, low-cost restroom. The result of having the Portland Loo in your city is you have a restroom that can handle the realities that public restrooms see. It will keep your city cleaner and safer, and you will have less human waste on your streets. So the Portland Loo is a long-term investment that pays off. Often cities see the cheaper or more temporary solutions may be more appealing, but in the long term, they do always result in higher costs from more frequent maintenance, inevitable vandalism, and replacement needs. The Portland Loo is an investment that'll last decades in your city, saving you money long term while providing an efficient public restroom designed for high volume use. Just to give you an example, the city of Portland has restrooms going on about 20 years, and they're still going strong. It's really a great asset to your city that can provide a great accommodations for everyone around and safer, cleaner streets. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
How does the Portland Loo do in windy, rainy weather? Does it need to be under a cover? Or how do we keep it out of those slats, especially the ones at the top?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we have some guards that can go over the top and the bottom louvers. These are vinyl curtains that are clear, so you could still have that visibility into the restroom, but as well cover from any rain, wind, water going into that restroom. But as well, those louvers are angled, so they do provide a solid amount of coverage. We have over 300 installations all across the United States, many in severe winter climates, in areas that do see lots of rain and snow, and the restroom does perform exceptionally well even in those environments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't see any other questions. Thank you, Caleb.
Are you
Absolutely,
going to be
thank
able
you.
to stay online, Caleb, in case there's more questions at the end of the meeting when we have a discussion?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, will do. Thank you. I appreciate everybody's time.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to a request for council action. Finance Chair Prater, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report. We have a resolution requesting the city council authorize the transfer of $13,253.50 from the water fund to the customer assistance program fund by resolution 2026-22.
Seconded by Councilperson Brandy.
Yep.
Is there any discussion? I just would like to point out that the $13,253.50 is money from late fees. It's not actually money coming out of that fund, I believe. Right? So it's just going to go back to those customers that need it, probably the ones that paid the late fees. Any other comments? All in favor of a request by City Council to authorize the transfer of $13,253.50 from the water fund to the customer assistance program fund by resolution 2026-22, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you, that passes.
Next, we have a request seeing the city council authorize the surplus of the 2007 Ford F-150 by resolution 2026-21. Make motion we approve this report.
Second.
Seconded by Councilperson Hubbard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of a request to the City Council to authorize the surplus of 2007 Ford F-150 by resolution 2026-21, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted. Thank you. Now we'll move on to public safety with Chairperson Hubbard.
Okay, we met earlier this evening and we've got some updates from our police and fire departments. From the fire department, they've been busy. They've had 3 fires to deal with in the last few days. And they are currently working on a low income disabled and senior rate for EMS fees, and that should be coming to us in the next couple of meetings to look at. The summer fire program is going to be running from June 15th to July 2nd. So anybody who's interested in that should reach out to them. And we have 0 vacancies in our fire department right now for 16 whole days. The fire department, police department, they have a conditional offer for their 37th and final budgeted officer position. So she's in the background process and hoping to have completion around July 1st. And then the police officer's position will also be amazing. So then for requests, we have a request for city council to authorize the approval of a maintenance agreement with Stryker Medical Equipment for the Aberdeen Fire Department's inventory of medical equipment, and I move that we accept this.
Second.
Seconded by Councilperson Nipper. Is there any question, any discussion on this? Seeing none, there's a request that City Council authorize the approval of a maintenance agreement with Stryker Medical Equipment for the Aberdeen Fire Department's inventory of medical equipment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Adopted. Thank you.
Next, we have a request for city council to authorize the approval of the recommended expenditures of the opioid abatement council funds for 2026. And I need to approve this request.
Second.
Seconded by Councilperson Nipper. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor of a request by the city council to authorize the approval of recommended expenditures of opioid abatement council funds for 2026, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It's adopted, thank you. Okay, now we'll move on to public works with Chairperson Blank. Do you have anything to report?
Oh, we had a good meeting earlier today. We discussed, some items for the transportation improvement plan and ongoing projects for the city. We've got one report today. It's requesting to conduct a public hearing to receive testimony on the revised and extended 6-year transportation improvement plan for the years 2027 through 2032. I move that we open this public hearing.
Second.
And seconded by Councilperson Hubbard. All in favor of opening a public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're now in a public hearing. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to say regarding this 6-year transportation improvement plan? I'll take a motion to close this public hearing.
Motion that we close this public hearing.
Second.
Thank you. This was a motion made by Councilperson Moynihan and seconded by Councilperson Nimper to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Now we move on to who is doing special committee items. Is that committee? Okay, so we're going to special committee items with Council President Pro Tem Hubbard.
We have a discussion requesting the city council review the attached quote from Portland Blue, which is in our agenda packets. And that's why the Caleb Larson's available to answer these questions as well.
I can say I'm in favor of a Portland Blue.
So doing it.
Many
I
times.
didn't hear. So
Second.
thank you. Seconded by Councilperson Francie. Is there any discussion now?
What are we voting on?
We're discussing.
We're just discussing.
Yeah, we're just reviewing.
We had a motion.
Oh, we just
Already understand that.
Okay. Thank you.
I was just curious where it was going.
Okay, is there any more discussion?
I listened into the EDAC for quite a while. And one of my questions that we ask ourselves when we look at this, because I think it's a great piece of equipment, is if we're looking at something near term, where are we thinking of placing it? And in that context, then who's it for? And or is this a discussion where we're looking at something for downstream that fits in with other things that are still in the planning stages? I know during the EDAC discussion, seemed to be related to a discussion on Broadway. But Broadway's down the road and we don't know where. So I think I just would like council, in my mind, this is about where it would go and who we're placing this to serve. And when, as we look at it, that we absolutely have the need for public restrooms. We've approached this over the years many times. But if we're looking at a Portland Loo, it isn't a portable operation, and where we place it is going to have a cause and effect. And so who is the intended audience for it? Those are my questions. Those are just
I
questions.
think the audience is local people as tourism as well as our homeless folks. And the location has to do, I believe, with Director Sanger can help us with this, but there's a sewer pipe that goes near Broadway that it'll have to be connected to, so it'll probably be in that location. Is that right?
My opinion. A long ways.
Yeah.
So we're not quite planning stage of Broadway to justify whether or not that's going to be a project. We believe it will be, but there is sewer lanes of adequate size to connect down there on Broadway, and just about every location that's we have sewer capacity. There's some work we can make for just funding where. I guess, sorry, first. Sorry, I couldn't see.
My problem is that the Broadway Plaza is in the future, first of all, and we want it for people who are enjoying the plaza at that time. And I'm worried that some of the unhoused people will be creating a line to use that restroom. And I think we need two separate places for this bathroom. Because you don't want all the unhoused people going there at 10 o'clock at night to do their thing and get ready for bed when you're having people out there partying, and having fun in the plaza. So we need to think about that and the fact that the Broadway Plaza is in the future pretty much, and we need something now. There are those porta potties, you can put them on a flatbed and you can drive them to where you need them, maybe by the blue lights that we have for safety, something like that. But I think we could buy several of those for one Portland Loo. And not that the Portland Loo is bad, it's amazing, it's fantastic and probably takes less of our employees' time. But I think that it's, we need it sooner than the Broadway Plaza. And we need to decide if we want just one, you just add one place, everybody's gonna go there. And it's gonna be, crowded.
Yeah.
I guess my question, and Caleb, if you're still online, if you could maybe help me out, but if we were to say have a Portland Loo tomorrow and install it on Broadway, right in the middle of the median, not saying we're doing that, Rick, but if we were to do something like that with how it's modular, and what would be the process, or is it possible to then take it down and move it if we did go forward with the Broadway Plaza project as an example? And if I'm assuming if we're already doing a large project down there, we could then plan ahead for where we would want sewer, power, things like that. So, Caleb, maybe to answer, how easy would it be to essentially take it down and then put it back up, or is that even possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So how it works is there will be a concrete pad that will be prepped by the installer of the restroom before that restroom is delivered, where we will send an installation template. That template will be placed on that pad and it'll locate the exact location where those utilities need to be stubbed up to match the Portland Loo. So when the restroom is 6,000 pounds, so it will need to be picked up by a crane and placed on that installation location where the final utility connections are made. So with that being said, in order to move it, you would need to remove those utility connections and you would have to have a crane pick up that restroom, place it on a flatbed truck, drive it to its new location, and then you would redo that exact same process. So it is something that is possible. It's not impossible. It is meant to be more of a permanent public restroom, but there have been cities that have relocated their Portland Loo before. So it is something that has been done.
Yeah, and another option is also that it's located near the alley, maybe between Wishkah and Market. And then as not part of the Broadway Plaza. And then the whatever we get for the Broadway Plaza would pay for another one that would be located maybe near or in that side, because otherwise you have people walking across Wishkah, which is a real busy street at times.
I would recommend that it be somewhere where it's really open. I think it'll make a lot less vandalism, if it is where, people are driving by. I don't know if we have access to the parking lot that's by the drugstore that got closed. Harbor Drive, I guess it was
Yeah,
called.
that's ours.
Yeah. So if that parking lot is ours, would that be a good place to locate it? It's kind of central.
I think so, for my opinion, but we
Uh-huh.
did have a port.
I know.
Got burned down a couple times.
I know. And Deb may not know about that, but we do have a lot of problems with vandalism with our, our portable bathrooms. I think the more I know there was one over there and there was one in front of the library and they do get vandalized. It's really sad because
But
people
it
need a
doesn't look
bathroom.
like they can burn this one down.
I don't know that they can burn that one down. Yeah.
Councilperson Clancy?
I can say I'm very pro to these loos, and I'm okay with a couple of them, honestly. Probably Closet would be a great one, but more of like the poorhouse closet. Uh,
The gateway area.
Okay.
yeah,
Wait, that's what I. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest is across the alleyway from the Tesla charging station. I believe we own the piece of property that would fit it nicely. Place to start. It's a perfect view where you can't really get a more visible area than that spot right there where people are coming into town will constantly be in view of it. It's also a good welcoming sign to have a nice restroom as you come into town.
Councilperson Wilson.
The only thing that I'd like to point out is that I've seen the schematic that of all the little parts and things, and they don't put it together for you. It would be on our guys. So, you know,
We
if
can do anything.
I have total faith, I do, but it's just, it may take, you know, a while. And I think Caleb said it would be approximately 90 days before we got one. So we would have time to do the cement platform and everything. But I just wanted to let everybody know that it's a lot of little teeny tiny parts and a lot of wiring and stuff that goes into it, so.
Councilperson Aberdeen.
So just, and Caleb might want to respond to that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to, I've just kind of been listening to all the bits and pieces, and I think this is one of the things that came up in EDAC too, when we were talking about this is maybe, again, because the running closet's gonna take a while. And well, I think a lot of people agree that that's a good thing to have there. It might be a good idea to get one, put it somewhere else. That gives us a chance to really evaluate whether this works for us or not. And a lot of the other cities that have used this started off getting one and have all gone and gotten another one because they really liked the way it worked for them. And so, you know, getting one to start with, putting it in, I really like the idea of putting it by the Tesla lot. And then we can test it out. And if it works great, then we look at getting another one for the plaza when it's ready.
is there anybody opposed to that location?
Which location?
But by the Tesla?
By the Tesla.
No. The more open, the better. Yeah.
It's a pretty wide open area.
Yeah.
It's still basically downtown.
And when people are charging their cars, they can.
Oh,
Yeah. Caleb, did you have something to say?
Yeah, just wanted to mention, so the restroom does come fully assembled and pre-tested delivered to you. So the only work that would need to be done on your end is that groundwork of preparing the concrete pad and stubbing up the utilities. And so it's very simple installation. When that restroom is delivered to you, as I stated, just placed with a crane on that prepped location, make those final utility connections. And then something else I wanted to mention, because I remember someone mentioning it fitting in with the city. So a lot of other cities love to add vinyl wrapping to the restroom. So this allows you to put advertising, maybe some art, but it can allow the Portland Loo to fit more of a specific aesthetic you're looking for, and make it more fitting to your location. And so that's something that can be very helpful as well.
How does that vinyl wrapping stand up to, you know, graffiti and things like that?
Yeah, so the vinyl wrapping actually adds an extra layer of protectant. I kind of like to compare it to like your phone screen protector. I mean, you're adding a whole nother layer around that restroom that'll be extra protectant from scratches and scuffs and different vandalism.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can go, Taylor, first. Oh, perfect. Since we're just talking about the bathrooms, I will say I think we have better things to spend our money on personally. We have nothing to do in Aberdeen. Tourists aren't going to stop here to use this prison grade bathroom. I think all of our bathrooms we have now are already closed. No one's going to clean them. Volunteers, they will clean them for a period of time. Then they're going to get tired of cleaning the needles and things in them. I guarantee people will try to start fires in the sinks or stuff the toilets and try to make a fire in the toilet or even flush their needles down the toilet. I think we have better things to worry about than a Portland Loo. Or if you guys really want a bathroom, maybe partner with the college to see if they will build it for cheaper and use our students that we have here. But that's all I have to say.
Her student rep makes a really good point, but I think that's called giving up, and we shouldn't give up. We need a bathroom downtown. You're picking up people matter every day. My father first. We've given back half of our maintenance budget for capital improvement projects. This is going to increase that. We're not going to be able to do it the way we're budgeted. There's going to need to be more because even though it cleans up easy, instead of the way they're cleaning up 2 or 3 times every single day. But do nothing is just giving up, and we can't do that. So can't give up.
I think it's tragic when someone burns down a porta potty. The psychology behind wanting to stop someone from using the bathroom is really. I think it's a big failure that we haven't caught these people that have burned down these porta potties.
I just wanted to answer the question about how we're gonna pay for it. So EDAC has been charged with finding things that we can use one-time funds to pay for. The money that we have, that we've all been looking at through all of our budgeting processes that's sitting there that we cannot use for ongoing costs. We can only use for one-time expenses. And so all of the things that EDAC has been looking at, including restrooms, are designed to be paid for out of those funds.
And then I have one more question. So we're putting Portland Loo and you were saying that your guys have been cleaning up people matter everywhere. I don't really see a lot of the people running 6-7 blocks to use it when they're just gonna go right there. You know what I mean?
But if we have something they can use, so we discussed this at that meeting that you weren't able to go to because you had to work. But there's someone that they caught 15 times on camera going to the bathroom in front of businesses. If we have a bathroom that they can use that's available 24/7, then I think the police can take action because there is somewhere they can go. It does matter the time of day. During the day, there are places they can go, like the library or other places, but at night there isn't. So I think that would give the police an option is to bring some charges of someone who's chronically doing that when there is something they could use. I would suggest having the camera by it, the portable camera, so we can catch people that might vandalize it. And I would like the police to let us know what successes they've had with those cameras as far as catching people doing things and what they've been able to do to bring people to justice. I'm really interested in that. Can they do that for us, Mayor?
No, he's not here.
Here tonight?
We can have him. give you-
Yeah, I would be interested. Yeah, thank you.
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Caleb, did I read that there was some sort of screen for the toilet to keep big items from going down or something?
There's not a, sorry.
Go ahead.
There's-
I'm sorry.
There's not a screen, but there is a 4-inch cast iron receiver in the plumbing closet. So that is a big void that allows you to open up and grab that item that was flushed down the toilet that shouldn't have been before it gets too late.
And I think we could put a needle, maybe we could put a little needle thing there that they could drop their needles in, a disposable.
It has
There you go.
All right, so I'm just gonna be straight up. It seems like we're building a bathroom and we have to babysit people to use the bathroom. If we need to like watch them use the bathroom, like walk in to make sure they're actually using it, we shouldn't have to do that, you know? I get people have things to do and there's multiple places that I feel like they could do, like Walmart has public bathrooms and things like that. They could easily go there. I don't think we should have to babysit people to use this prison grade bathroom with a heated toilet roll and all that.
I'd just like to comment that, before I was mayor, I used to put on this event downtown. And to clean the smell of urine and feces out of the alleys was a major undertaking. And then we do it the week before the event, and we'd have to do it again the day of the event because it's a horrific. They just don't have anywhere to go. And at night, I think, kind of thinking that there's still going to be a problem, but at least we have the option to say, this is where you have to go. And if you do it again, we're going to get you.
Yeah.
But
And I think we need services to kind of encourage them to use the bathroom, because they are here in the city and we need their cooperation. And I've even seen them, picking up garbage. They, DJ hands them plastic bags and they're out there picking up the garbage. You're going to have your occasional mentally ill person who's just there, they don't function well. But I think I would really enjoy or appreciate the services, just doing a reach out and saying, we're providing this, please use it. And see if we get cooperation.
There you go.
Thank you. I, to some extent, agree with our other student representative. At the same time, a number one complaint I've heard from students is human feces in our streets. And I think maybe even if we don't go with the Portland Loo project, bathrooms are important, and it's definitely something we need, just as much as we need like activities and whatnot.
I still think having a Portland Loo, I mean, it's great to have a bathroom out there. I agree with that. But I don't see it detouring people from using the streets. I really don't. The one gentleman that was caught 15 times on camera, getting caught 15 times didn't even deter him.
So there's no, I don't think that they're taking any action, Mel. And that's kind of on us because we don't have a bathroom. I did mention, what time of day is happening, because I think that matters. But I do think there needs to be a recourse, because there's not a recourse. You're right, you cannot fix the problem.
If there isn't a repercussion for the action, it's going to continue. But having a Portland Loo isn't going to solve all the problems. It's still going to be there.
yeah, just one is not going to solve the problems, I think. But we can't put 6 of them in today, so I think getting one is a start. And I'm a firm believer that we need to not take away our good things in our community so that because of a few crazies out there that might mess it up. My thing is maybe we'll need more bathrooms down the line, but we won't know that until we put one in as a start. But, with my building downtown, I complained for years that they rip up the flowers continuously. So rather than not put flowers in, I add more flowers to my community. So when they do mess up a few flowers, it's not noticed, but there's still more. So I think that's the way the bathrooms, get one in to start. And then if we find we need more because the problem still exists, that's something else we can deal with down the line. That's just my view.
And Doug, I did discuss this with Ruth when our group discussed the bathrooms. Port Angeles has one, and I asked Ruth to check to see if there was a huge improvement in Port Angeles with their, Portland Loo, if things improved. And she's not here tonight, so I'm not sure that she was able to check with their city administrator, but I'd like to, maybe check with some of these cities that have it. And see if there has been an improvement in their public.
I went to Port Angeles, and we talked to their mayor, and we stood there right out by the Portland Loo and watched the people come and going. It was really busy.
Yeah, okay.
People using it, a lot of people used it.
But I think their sanitation could definitely tell us, hey, this really made a difference for us, So I think we could get a report that would, make us all feel like it's worth the investment. To know that it'd make a difference.
I'm gonna reach out to them again.
Caleb has something to say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'd be happy to provide references to other cities that we've worked with locally, Eugene and Port Angeles, like you're saying, Seattle. There's a handful of locations in the area, and and people that would be happy to speak with any of you to provide a little feedback on their experience.
I wouldn't mind calling people. So if you could get that information to me, I'd do the legwork.
Okay.
I the phone work. Yeah.
We also have Councilmember Gaken online who'd like to say something.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to respond to Justin and let him know what, just kind of play devil's advocate for him. I don't know if you know or not, but my wife works downtown, and she says that on average there will be 10 couples that come from the Tesla station on foot. They're looking for a restroom, and then there'll be another 3 or 4 campers that'll pull up in the bus, like where the buses pull in. They shall have to tell them, sorry, you have to move your thing, and they'll be like, sorry, I just have to pee. And then there'll be, she says, in the peaks time in the summer, there'll be, on top of that, there'll be another 15 sets of backpackers, like foreigners that barely speak the languages. They're looking for a restroom. I mean, that's 45 people a day that are coming through our city that without that point of view or being in that position, I wouldn't know that if she didn't, if my wife didn't work there. But there is a lot of people that come to our city and they have nowhere to go. And if we're going to invite people here, we have to at least give them somewhere to go to the bathroom.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
I'd like to move this forward and actually look into placing one down at the Gateway Closet or courthouse.
Or the,
I mean,
so, you said more like the Tesla station.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you not know where the courthouse is?
That's the separate property. That's
Yeah.
across the street. Yeah, I the point of sitting out there all by itself. We might not keep that property.
But yes, I would like to entertain that motion. I think to getting the bathroom there.
So you wanted to cost for installing the Portland Loom at the Tesla station or in that area.
I would second that. Yeah. Get the information we need.
Okay. It's been first and seconded. Is there any more discussion on this?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys all want a bathroom. Please just look into maybe having the college kids build it. They're right there. They have a state-of-the-art welding class and plumbing and all that. Maybe they can build it cheaper, and then their work is displayed on our streets, So I would really like you guys to look into that before Portland Lou is the final say.
I'm calling college. Go ahead.
I just want to say, if we're going to be asking for, hard numbers, we probably want to be able to tell them, there's a lot of additional things on here. And which of these items do we feel are important enough that we want to include in that quote for the city?
Well, I don't know that we all have that into this. So we'd have to come back with that. But are you okay to go ahead with this motion?
Yeah, I just think we need to agree on what we want, whether we want solar power, whether we want the sheriff's containers, or we want the hand wash stations, because those are all additional costs. Okay.
Are you okay with looking into this, Rick? Looking into how much it would cost to install a Portland Lou at the Tesla? No, I mean, but not right now, but come back to us with that.
Yeah. Well, see what the requirements are. That's why you have a location. Because that's what's gonna determine how much ground we have to open up to get to a pavement. I believe they tell you a 6 inch.
Right.
6 inch line.
I thought it was 8.
Okay, but what size line do you need for sewer?
It's a 4-inch sewer line.
Oh,
That won't work here. People flush way too many bad things and that just plugs up our sewer lines. We'd have to have a bigger line or some kind of septic holding tank or something that our crews could take.
yeah, he says it does have a holding Okay.
Jeans or underwear.
Yeah, if it needs to connect to a septic tank or a leach field, some other alternative, we're glad to work with you. If there's any concerns about the utility connections, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll come up with a solution to make it work for you.
Okay, all in favor of having,
Should we do a roll call?
Yeah, I think you're gonna need,
Yeah.
I was holding my hand up. I'm very uncomfortable with this. We don't have answers or knowledge by, Public Works. Feels like a rush, even though it sounds like a great idea. We're voting for hundreds of thousands of dollars of spend that we really haven't done the work we need to do going forward. That's my.
so we're not
We're not voting on
to
anything.
spend
We're
on
voting on
anything.
looking into it.
We're just voting to have them look into how much it would cost to install one at the.
Okay, are we clear on that we are not buying one or authorizing any spend? Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, all right.
The motion,
I'm coming across that way.
the motion is to move forward with a cost estimate near the Tesla station for Portland.
Thank you. All in favor?
Do we want to do, would you do a roll
Yeah,
call?
yeah, it sounds like it was everybody.
Francie?
I have
Yes.
one more question before we vote.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask Rick, if we ever had to do a septic system, would it have to be above ground with our location?
We're not doing this.
That's the criteria. I mean, that's the only thing about the one.
Yeah, we would only be doing a septic system if we didn't have plumbing, but we have plumbing. So it will go into our system.
Geez, Doug, is it gonna handle a fair?
I must have.
Holding tank in
Okay,
it
okay.
I
that
thought
holds
Caleb
it.
said
And I hope
only
that, okay.
septic. I thought Caleb said it only attached to a septic system.
No, he said it could attach to us if we needed to, but we don't. It has its own holding tank inside of it to collect jeans and whatever odd stuff people flush down there. So we can remove it before it goes down in the drain. All in favor?
I,
We're gonna have a roll call.
Francie,
yes.
Gagan,
Yes.
Hodgkin,
Yeah.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Moynihan,
Yes.
Nipper,
Yes.
Prado,
Yes.
Ragic,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
It passes with 11 yeses.
Thank you very much. Okay, next.
A motion for a proclamation recognizing and celebrating the month of June 2026 as Student Recognition Month, and I need to be steps.
Second.
Been seconded by Councilperson Nipper for a proclamation recognizing and celebrating the month of June 2026 as Student Recognition Month. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, it passes. Would you like me to read the proclamation?
Yes.
Do you?
I'll say one thing real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say I wrote up this whole proclamation. Just throw that out there.
Office of the Mayor, City of Aberdeen, a proclamation. Whereas Aberdeen students work to better themselves and the community they live in every day, and whereas whether at school or work, our students are essential for moving Aberdeen in a positive direction. And whereas students embody school and spirit and keep the spirit, identity, and traditions of Aberdeen alive through their dedication to sports, clubs, art, culture, music, education, community service, volunteerism, and alumni legacies. And whereas students are dedicated, energetic, hopeful, and attend school nearly year-round to gain education, help grow the skills they need to be future leaders in Aberdeen. And whereas June highlights all students across Aberdeen and their accomplishments, as some will graduate and move closer to meeting their goals, achieving greatness. And whereas the City of Aberdeen values the work students displayed and their desires to gain an education here in Aberdeen, and whereas the city of Aberdeen also recognizes that students are vital to our community. Now therefore, I, Douglas Horn, Mayor of the city of Aberdeen in the state of Washington, hereby recognize the month of June as Aberdeen Students Recognition Month in the city of Aberdeen, and encourage all Aberdonians to join me in recognizing and celebrating Aberdeen students and all students who attend school in Aberdeen who are graduating or moving up. In witness thereof, I hereunto have set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Aberdeen to be fixed this 27th day of May 2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And finally, we have a resolution requesting city approve the appointment of Glenn Remisky and Lindsay Thurber. I apologize if I mispronounced that, to the ethics committee. I move for the acceptance.
Second. Seconded by Councilperson Francie. All in favor of a request the city council to. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any discussion? Yes.
I was just wondering how these individuals were selected. Do we know? Pardon?
Yeah, go ahead.
They were the only two that applied. So there was three, but one that dropped out, so. Just hand them a buck.
So this is the ethics thing that we put together last year on how we want the council to behave themselves.
Right.
Correct.
And you guys are doing a wonderful job.
Excellent.
Okay, any more discussion? So all in favor of request the city council approve the resolution of the appointment of Glenn Remisky and Lindsay Thurber to the ethics committee, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And we'll move on to public comments as we can tonight, and remember to keep it to 3 minutes. And if you'd like to start off with your name and your ward or your city. Go ahead.
That's Fulton, Ward 4. We've been talking about public restrooms in Aberdeen for more than 35 years. And I think it's a good idea, but I think there's also this danger of ready, shoot, aim. I think that we really want to think about what I hear you talking about are two different demographics. You're talking about people that are defecating on the sidewalks and in front of doorways, and people that are driving through town on their way to the beach. But, I think that you should be perhaps you should be looking at collaboration. I think this may be an opportunity to work with a big property owner who serves that population, someone like, say, CAP, and talk to them about, this is a big problem, and can you help us solve this problem? And one of the other things that I wanted to suggest is, if you do work with CAP, think about working with CAP and having them clean the bathrooms, not CAP employees, but people who are homeless, people who are living on the streets who are using that. And Margaret, Wednesday is your day. And 3 times a day, Margaret's going to go in there to make sure everything's squared away, and Margaret gets paid for that. And I'm not going to make a mess in there because it's Margaret's day. And, it provides ownership. People they're just not going in there to take a dump. They got to go to the bathroom, and they don't want to mess up Margaret. So I think there's some opportunity here for collaboration, maybe some outside the box thinking that could make this a better thing. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Glenn Remisky, 4th Ward. Thank you for your support on the appointment to the ethics committee.
April, 3rd Ward. And Mayor, I'm starting to gain respect for you again.
or not too many mayors would go and clean a bathroom. This was the child that died, that was murdered. And this was a child was murdered in our home. I didn't see a lot of you guys at this vigil. Family really needed support. A child, 4 years old, murdered in our town, buried in a basement. The people that did show to the vigil, it was a good turnout. There was a lot of stories. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of support for the family. The mother of this child was there. We need to start and I've been saying this when Simpson was here, we have haters. We have non-haters. We need to start sticking together as a community, put the bullshit aside. And be a community again. And be there for each other. As for bathrooms, I agree and I don't agree. We need to deal with the bathroom situations that are going on in our city right now. Sam Van Park, it's not just homeless people that shit on the streets. I see it every day because the bathrooms are closed. And the kids have nowhere to go. And so mommy and daddy take them around the corner on the bathroom and let them go. There's no hand washing over there. I go there and drop off a box of sanitizer. That's disgusting that somebody might have to go pee and, guys have to hold their thing and they have nowhere to wash. Because we don't have any bathrooms. That needs to change. And you were saying that we just don't have the budget for it. So let's, you guys put your heads together and find the budget to get bathrooms around town. Where people don't have to do their business in front of a bathroom.
Casey Morrison, Ward 1. I'm just going to beat a dead horse again. So I want to say congratulations to Glenn Miskey and Lindsay Cure on their successful, putting in our applications and getting on the ethics committee. But by Councilman Paredes on logic, when asked if, what was the qualifications for choosing them or whatever. And you guys should be getting their applications in your packets anyway. That was requested by council couple of years ago to have the information for all the applicants come through so that you guys know who you're selecting. There was 3 vacancies for the Utility Rate Advisory Committee and 3 applicants that I'm aware of from the relevant wards, and we still haven't heard anything. And we're really eager to get started. So by, that logic, those 3 applicants, myself included, should be on that committee also. Hope to hear from you guys soon.
Thank you. Any other public comments? All right, seeing none, what?
Good of the order?
Yeah, let's go to the order.
I
You have something?
Can we take a moment of silence?
We can.
Childhood is
For Hayden. Thank you. Anything else for the good of the order? Yes.
I just wanted to address our student council representatives. And this will be their last meeting, but that leaves us without representation all the way through to September. And so I wanted to see if there was any way that we could, if they're so willing, just keep them on through the summer.
Second, the motion?
It's a motion, yes.
Would you be willing, Justin?
Yeah.
Is that time? Okay.
Did you really?
Yes.
There's been a first and a second to keep the student council representatives on throughout the summer, as long as they choose. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Opposed? All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Welcome back, student representatives.
You only thought I was here last night.
Is there anything else for the good of the order?
Actually, I was asking about price of dog and cat licenses and, pet license fees. And I guess they haven't been checked into for quite a time. And I know that it's, pennies or whatever, just to get more money coming in. But since it's been so long since anybody's checked, I thought that might be a good idea for us to look into the price of the yearly tag and that kind of thing that hasn't been increased for a long time.
I don't believe it's a yearly tag. I think it's lifelong.
Yeah.
And probably.
You can choose, you can buy, there's either yearly ones or lifetime ones. It
okay.
depends.
Yeah, we can look into that. Thanks. Anything else? I just have one thing. The Aberdeen Art Center's been in Aberdeen serving our community for 10 years as of June 5th. And we were having a street party that day with live music from 5 till 9. And that will be our 120th first Friday in a row that we put on for our community at our expense. So you're all welcome to come if you and if you don't want to come to the Art Center, the downtown is having an art walk through this summer. And that will be, I'm thinking 6 to 8. So there'll be other businesses also having art and live music and hopefully some refreshments for free. So that's the pit if you're interested. And one other thing, the Wearable Art Show in Ocean Shores is the 6th. So get your tickets early because they'll sell out. And your mayor will be in that show again for the 3rd time. All right. Anything else? Yes.
If you know anybody graduating from Harbor Learning Center, because their graduation is the day before Aberdeen's or Aberdeen High School, please, both graduations are at Stewart Field. Come support the students who are graduating. Harbor High doesn't get a lot of recognition, so I would really appreciate if I saw some people there kind of showing their support for our students that are graduating. So we've got probably about 70 kids graduating.
What day is that again?
Next Thursday.
Thursday.
And their graduation's at 6.
Thursday at 6. All right. I guess I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We appreciate you giving up your time.